Welcome to the Sci-Fi Horror and Fantasy Show podcast. And now, here's your host, Ron Donahue.
Good evening, Happy New Year, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Horror and Fantasy Show podcast, Season 2. I am your host, Ron Donahue, and tonight I'm joined by my co-host, Ms. Gigi Garcia.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Mr. Mario Lazo.
Good evening to all our listeners.
And Mr. Jeff McIntosh.
Happy 2025, everybody. I hope you're going to have a great new year. We have some cool stuff coming up in the shows ahead.
I agree wholeheartedly. Now, how was everybody's New Year? Any New Year's resolutions for anybody or anything anybody's planning on doing this year? Exciting?
My New Year's resolution is to be nicer to Gigi, but then I threw it out the window.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right. What were you going to say, Mario?
Oh, no. I mean, I don't fall into that trap. Oh, I'm going to go to the gym. Oh, I'm going to eat better food.
Right.
I don't surprise me.
I agree wholeheartedly. What about you, Gigi?
Precisely what Mario said. I go to the gym, eat better.
Oh, it's just the opposite.
Just the opposite, yes.
Yeah, I don't personally, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. Myself, I mean, I think we should be trying to improve ourselves every single day. So that's what I try to do. I try to work on myself daily. Don't always work, but at least I'm trying.
Gigi, I have a list for you for after the show.
Calisthenics?
Well, let's get started. Batman has actually made his first cameo appearance in the new James Gunn DC universe and on episode 6 of Creature Commandos, the animated series. Now, remember, the animated series is in the same timeline as the upcoming Superman movie and the Supergirl movie that's coming in, I think it's 2026. So this is our actual first appearance of Batman. There's a picture, you can find it right now on the internet. It was just a cameo silhouette of him that you can see what looks like lightning flashing behind him or whatever. But what were your first impressions from the image of that we're seeing of him?
Well, I'll start out. Reminded me of the image from Batman: The Animated Adventures that ran back in the late '80s or early '90s.
Okay,
that's what it reminded me of.
Okay, what about you, Mario?
You know what? Regrettably, I haven't gotten to 6. I had started, as a matter of fact, 4 this morning. And left to get all my shopping done before I have to go back to work. But I guess I'll watch it tonight after, our episode here and see finish 4, see 5, and then capture 6 and see what's the hoopla about. So I don't want to be disappointed. Anybody here seen it yet or not? Oh, you saw it, Jeff. Okay.
What about you, Gigi? What did you think about the first image of the upcoming Batman?
Well, I've never seen Creature Commandos, but it definitely reminds me, it's like a subtle nod to the Batman the Animated Series for sure. Like the same shadowy noir vibe. I love it.
I gotta tell you, this if they're going to find an actor to bring that Batman in that image, that guy is a beast. The guy is huge. Giant arms, legs, and everything. This guy looks like a total beast. So I'm hoping that now this is what James Gunn said. This is what he did say. He did say that he don't, in essence, I guess he's telling everybody, don't hold my feet to the fire on this. Now, he said in them doing the Creature Commandos, they say, yeah, you can go ahead and, I guess put your cameo of Batman in there and what have you. But he hasn't said anything yet about, what kind of suit is he wearing? Is he going to be wearing the all black suit? Is he going to be wearing the gray and blue suit? We don't even know. James Gunn hasn't said, he's determined what Batman's, his costume, what colors it's going to be. But if they're going to try to find an actor that is big like that image that we saw on that little cameo, man, this guy is going to be huge. Which goes right into my second question. Who do you think, if they're going to keep Batman kind of in proportion to the size of how we saw him in on the cameo? Now, that doesn't mean that they're actually going to do that, but I'm saying, let's just say they do. Who do you think would be a good actor who could play Batman in the upcoming, when they finally do come out with his own movie?
Well, according to the height and all that, and look at the theater of actors we have, the first one that pops into my mind is Krasinski.
Cool.
The guy who played, what is that?
Oh, wait a minute. You're not talking about Jim on The Office.
Oh, John Krasinski.
Yeah, John Krasinski. Yeah,
you see him in Batman?
Okay, size-wise, yeah. Now, if you want to be like a beast Batman, then you'd have to go with that guy who plays Reacher, but I don't see him being Batman. Krasinski, I don't know. I was trying to think of all the tall actors that we have, that could play, physical, a physical movie. And what do we have? I mean, you'd have to go downsize anyways, he's too old. The guy who played Top Gun, I don't think of actors that are, we don't have that many actors that are tall. Think that it's appropriate in age, because he can fit into the mold because of his height and because of his age. And what does he have? Kind of like a lean body, right? So
no, Mario, go back and check the email that I sent you, because I had a picture of the little cameo. You can see his image. Dude is a beast, man. And John Krasinski couldn't fit in his boot, And I know Krasinski. I know that he was he was trying out for the Captain America role, but even Captain America, Chris Evans, even though, that's my favorite hero and he did a great job, he wasn't like a super built dude. You know what I mean? I mean, he was very, okay, let me take it back. He was perfectly in proportion how Captain America should be. But I'm saying he didn't have like Hulk Hogan arms and stuff like that. That's how this Batman looks, just from the shadows, from the light behind him.
Yeah, the lightning behind him, yeah.
Yeah, those pythons, those big Hulk Hogan pythons and big legs. This is a big dude.
But who are you going to get? The guy who plays, I don't recall his name. The guy who plays Jack Reacher, the series 2, I think, or series 3. I don't know how many he's done so far.
Now, it's funny that you say that, Mario, because I was listening to a show just the other day, and that guy's name did get brought up because he is really big.
Right.
But when they were talking, the question came up, can that guy be the lead of a movie? Because think of it. Yeah, he does the Reacher show, but even in the Reacher show, it's not like the guy has like a ton of lines.
Oh, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Would he be able to carry a movie? We don't know. I mean, I've never seen the guy really. I know he's been in a couple different things, but I mean, does he have that stage presence to be able to, carry a movie as Batman? You know what I mean?
That's just it. He doesn't have that lengthy curriculum vitae the only other movie I can think he's been in was the one where he played, it's kind of like a Christmas movie or something to that effect, or he helps a lady out. kind of like a Hallmark movie, I think it was. But other than that, tell me, he hasn't done any action. He hasn't done any dramas or melodramas. I haven't. He may have done them, but not that it's called my attention. And as I said, come on, you can fill those Batman outfits with whatever you want, muscles or whatever. So I don't know. I can't think of. That's the only person that has had several roles, and they've been pretty good. The same as action as drama, but I don't know if he'll fit that mold. And yeah, that picture that you sent me, yeah, he looks big and massive. What, like about 6'5", 6'4"?
Yeah.
So
6'5", 6'6". Yeah.
So they've gone beyond the norm,
Yeah. Who? Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
No. That's what I'm saying. That field is very small.
I got you.
I mean, think about it.
I got you.
What good actor is 6'5" or 6'6"?
Gigi, who are you thinking? I mean, who do you think they could have play the next Batman?
Oh, definitely Jensen Ackles from The Boys, hands down.
No, which one is he?
Soldier Boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a big guy.
Big
I
guy.
didn't even think about. Yeah, that's true.
And he voiced Batman in like this movie, this animated series. I want to say Batman in the Long Halloween or something. So he has some experience with Batman. So that's just something interesting to look into.
Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, now what about you, Jeff? Who are you thinking?
I got a couple different fellows in mind. First off, I was thinking of Alexander Skarsgård from True Blood, and I think he did a movie called The Norseman or The Northman, something like that. But I mean, he looks like a big fella.
What's his name?
Alexander Skarsgård.
Okay. Oh, he's one of the
be
Skarsgård
mispronouncing
brothers.
his last name. Pardon me?
He's one of the Skarsgård brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like 6 foot. He's 6'4". Only thing, he's a little bit old. Wait, let me see. He's a bit old, man. He's like 48 years old.
And I was also thinking Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
That's Clint Eastwood's son?
I believe so.
Let me see. Oh, that's a handsome guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's got... okay. I tell you who I was thinking about. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. James Gunn might be going out on a limb, but he already has superhero experience in the movies. I'm thinking of Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now, he played Pietro Maximoff in the Avengers: Age of Ultron, Quicksilver, but he also was Kraven in the terrible movie that just came out. But he's 5'11", he's 34 years old, and the guy is in great shape. Granted, like I say, he's not the same size as that Batman we saw in the silhouette, but hey, look, Batman, that movie's probably not going to be coming out for maybe another three or so years. He's got plenty of time to bulk up by then, So I'm thinking he could play that role.
That's a good choice.
I just thought of somebody else, and going through, I don't know, my file cabinet there. Kevin Durand. He was in he was Little John in the Robin Hood with Mr. Gladiator, Russell Crowe.
The basketball player?
No, not Kevin Durant. Kevin Durand. Okay,
Durand.
Remember back the 2000, I think it was, or 2010, Robin Hood.
Yeah, he's up in age though. Yeah, he's like 50 years old.
Yeah, but he's
like, any of these guys they get, you got to remember, they're going to try to do like 3 or 4 Batman movies, so they're not going to have like a 60-year-old Batman. Like a Tom Cruise Batman. They're not going to have a Tom Cruise Batman.
Batman Beyond Batman. Let's think about that.
Yeah, but I don't believe that they'll ever. I mean, I could be wrong. They've done other things. I don't think there'll ever be a day where they're going to make a live action Batman Beyond movie.
Oh, that pains my soul.
Nothing
You know,
beyond nothing beyond an animated movie anyway.
there was a trailer I came across on YouTube that looked like it was fan created, and the tag was live action Batman Beyond. So you guys could take a look at it and maybe talk about it next week.
So for our listeners, what do you guys think? Who do you think would be first and foremost, what do you think about the cameo of Batman in the Creature Commandos? And then who do you think could be the next one to wear the cowl and cape as the Dark Knight? So now here's our next topic. I mean, this is like not earth-shattering news. I mean, this came out actually I think a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I think Jason Momoa had met with James Gunn, and in the meeting, when he came out, like he was just like grinning from ear to ear about like, almost jumping up and down, like, like a little kid. He was so excited and happy. And the assumption always was that he was going to end up playing Lobo at some point or another. And it has just recently been confirmed that that's exactly what happened. He will be playing Lobo in the upcoming Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow that's coming out in 2026. So, knowing the Lobo character, how do you guys feel about Jason Momoa playing him?
I think it's the perfect casting. He's got the looks, the long hair, just slap some white makeup, and boom, that's Lobo right there.
I agree wholeheartedly. What are you thinking, Mario?
Jason Momoa. Okay. I'll hold my breath on that one. He's gonna do the same little jokes. It's gonna be Aquaman, but looking different. That's all. I don't see him. I have a hard time with him, to be honest with you. Every time I see him, it's the same character, a different persona, or a different character, but a same persona. I'll see it, when it comes out. But gosh almighty, I wish there we are in that funnel of the same actors. He's already Aquaman. I just don't know.
But there's not, there's not going to be any more Aquaman movies, though.
No, yeah, thank God for that.
I know.
Deep Six, that one. But I've seen him in person.
Really?
Yeah. At Vizcaya when they were gonna, I think I told you, promote.
Oh yeah, you told me. Yeah.
Down, in Central and South America. What was that show that he was on? Game of Thrones, and he was there, and in persona, and he was in the back, and he was getting himself hyped up, and I go, I think this guy's going crazy. I don't know how many guys it's going to take him to bring him down, but yeah, he seems like a personable person, but it's just that his acting, I can't. I'll try. I'll give it a shot.
See the thing, yeah.
He carries he carries baggage.
The thing is, I tell you, the persona of Lobo is what we saw Aquaman doing. Like when he played Aquaman with the cracking the jokes and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of like Lobo. See what I'm saying? So had he had the makeup on and the glowing red eyes, he would have been right on point. But
he wasn't.
Well, I'll give you my opinion in a second. Jeff, what do you think about him being selected to play Lobo?
Well, he had me when I saw him do the T-Mobile commercial with the guys from Scrubs.
Oh, dancing.
I know exactly which ad you're talking about.
I actually like him as a performer. I can see him on Lobo on that big space rocket motorcycle hybrid thing that he drives through space. I can see him doing that. Yeah,
absolutely.
I would be down to watch Supergirl.
I think that just like Gigi said, I'm in total agreement. Man, just like I say, slap some white and black paint on his face, and have his eyes going red. That I'm telling you, that's him. I think that's me personally. I think that was one of the best hands-on selections of a character that they've done so far. At least, even though this is James Gunn, in his universe now, I think that's one of the best selections I think they've made for an actor. I think this one is gonna really, he's gonna shine in this one. I think this is a character that's meant for him to really play. I think he's gonna do very well. And then going to the Supergirl, you all have heard about what that's about, right? It's not going to be all bright and sunny from what I've heard so far about it, like the Superman movie. It's actually going to be, so what I've heard so far, the premise is some girl, I guess from some other planet or something, some bad guys kill her parents. So Supergirl is actually helping this girl go hunt these guys down and get revenge. So it's like John Wick with a Supergirl cape on, going after these guys. I mean, it sounds a lot darker than the typical DC movies, but at the same time, it sounds kind of interesting anyway. And that's how it's coming. Like I say, it's coming out in 2026. So I'll see it. It sounds like it's in there. I'm not too keen on Superman, but I'll check out Supergirl.
Yeah, I'll check it out too.
I will too. Also, trust me. darker, more sinister. Yeah, I'm down with that.
It can't be any worse than the Faye Dunaway movie from the late 70s, mid 80s. I mean, I paid to see it, and I wanted to beat up the theater manager on the way out.
What movie? What movie are you talking about?
Supergirl.
There was another Supergirl movie.
There was a Supergirl back in, like I said, the late 70s or very early 80s with Helen Shaver, I think, is Supergirl, and Faye Dunaway as the villain in the piece.
Mm. That came out before or after Christopher Reeve's Superman?
After, I think.
Okay. Wow,
let me go and take 1984.
So that was after Superman.
Helen Slater, Faye Dunaway, Peter O'Toole, Mia Farrow, and Brenda Vaccaro were all in it.
I'm gonna have to check this out. Supergirl, that's what it's called?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that gives me something. Yeah, I want to check it out.
I don't see. Well, the IMDb ratings on it was 4.4 out of 10, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it got a score of 8%.
8%.
Well, Ron, you know what that means? You get asked Gigi to borrow that that cassette player because it's probably out on cassette.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll check it out. I mean, movies are subjective. Jeff hated it, but who knows? Maybe it might be so bad I'll like it. We'll see.
No, I do see supposedly there's a Supergirl trailer out right now.
No.
I don't know if it's true, but I'm looking at a thing on YouTube from Screen Culture. Teaser trailer.
Nah, trust. You know what? Let me tell you something. So honestly, the other day, I saw something, and I'm gonna tell you, these AI trailers that they're doing now, these guys are really getting very, very good at them. Because I'm telling you, I saw one the other day, and it took me a second. I'm gonna tell you how I figured it out. Because when I was watching it, it was about the Fantastic Four. I mean, it had all the different actors and actresses that were in it. I mean, in these different scenes and all this stuff here. I'm telling you, that thing looked so good. But it wasn't until like the very end, like the quality was just like, no, wait a minute. So I'm going to give you guys the secret right now. If it doesn't come from the actual studio, like Marvel Studios, DC Studios, just ignore them. because I'm telling you, they even had in the very beginning, they even had the Marvel logo, how they're going to do it for the Fantastic Four movie, which is really retro. It looks like a design maybe back from the 60s or something. I mean, they had this thing on point. So they must have spent hours and hours doing this with that AI. But that's the secret. I'm gonna tell you, because I was almost duped for a second, and it wasn't until like the very. And I said, and I was even saying to myself, wait a minute, they just started filming. How have they got this much in a trailer when they just started filming this movie? You know, so that's the secret. Make sure you're looking at it. It's coming directly from the studio and not from these other. You know, I mean, there's a million guys doing it now, but yeah, they are getting much better and more realistic.
Yeah, AI is just scary, man. Like, I can't tell the difference.
I know it's hard. It's really hard. Well, let's move on. Stranger Things. If anybody can remember Stranger Things, it's because it's so long since the last season was out and finished. Stranger Things season 5 just finished production.
Okay. What are they in their 20s and is she pregnant? What's going on?
See, that was gonna be my thing because I'm like, okay, what are they like married with children now, and they're gonna like what they're upside down with their children, and I don't know, man. I can tell you, I love Stranger Things. I would say like the first 3 seasons I thought were really good. The last one, it was all right. It wasn't my favorite. I mean, to me, I really liked the show when they were just kids in high school going through this nightmare, you know?
Yeah.
But now, just like Mario said, they're like in their 20s. You can't, I mean, how are you going to even play off that these are, there's no way that they're going to sit there and say that they're still in high school. Now, they can't.
They have to do a time skip. Has to be.
They're going to have to. I mean, it's coming to the last season. I mean, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not going to. But I got to tell you, I don't even have that enthusiasm like I used to anymore. You know what I mean? Because they took so much time in between seasons. Man, it was ridiculous. What does everybody else think? I mean, is anybody else on pins and needle waiting for it to come out, or yes or no?
I could really care less. I personally think it should have been a 1 season thing.
1 season?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't agree with you there now.
What?
It was too much going on. There was no way they were going to be able to end with 1 season.
Just the way it ended, to me, it felt bittersweet, and it should have been 1 season, personally.
What do you think, Jeff? I mean, what are you thinking about season 5? Are you, excited for it to come out, or does it even matter anymore, to be honest?
I want to see everything wrapped up in a pretty little package. I want to see what happens to 11. I want to see if the one character, and I can't remember who it is, but it seemed to me that they were trying to set him up as being gay and having him come out to his best friend, who makes it look like is going to be his crush. I want to see the police chief come back. I want to see him get out of Russia.
Oh, Hopper.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna go back to Russia again. That's played out. I hope they don't. Anymore.
That was such a weird plot.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Hopper wasn't dead. I said that all along. I knew that freaking guy wasn't dead. You know, I mean, it was cool how they played it off like he was, and everybody thought he was. But I was like, man, that guy's not dead. I knew he wasn't dead.
And also he's and I'm gonna screw this up, but. Doesn't he play like the Red Guardian in one of the new Marvel movies that is coming out?
The Thunderbolts. That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's a good actor. I mean, he's pretty good. He also played one of the Hellboys too in one of the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I
didn't see it because I heard that it really tanked, but
I just don't. I'm just not into Hell. They're just too weird for me. I don't really get into Hellboy, but he's a good actor. I liked him as Hopper, and I liked everybody on there. What I'm gonna tell you, if I had to say something that I'm really waiting to see, I don't want to see what happened to Max because she got crushed at the end of that last season.
Oh yeah, you're
Man,
right.
come on. She was bent in every direction. I'm like, come on. How is she going to make it out of this?
Probably paralyzed.
Huh?
She's probably paralyzed.
Ooh, man. And blind too? I know. Yeah. Man, yeah, she got jacked up. Well, we'll see. I mean, they say this year it's coming out. I don't know when they're going to have it come out. I'm not even holding my breath. I mean, they said they're all done. But even though their production is done, they still got to do the final editing and all that stuff. So I'm guessing, I wonder if they're just, for sentimental reasons, going to put it back around, have it come out like around Halloween, like it did, like the original one did. We'll see. Like I said, I'll watch it. I really look forward to how they're going to explain like this huge time, like what 3-something years, 2-3 years in between the last episode and the first one of the 5th season. We'll see.
I'm gonna watch it. I want to see who's got STD. That's all.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, somebody's got to fall in that trap.
Okay.
Oh
Well, let's move on, shall we, to the final portion of our show. This week's question of the week. So the question of the week this week is, in your opinion, name the movie. It has to be either sci-fi, horror, or fantasy that had the very best soundtrack and accompanying music in the movie.
Okay, I researched this, and it's my favorite one. I looked up in the Encyclopedia Britannica, and it's Blade Runner, Vangelis.
Oh yeah, that was some good music.
Music, score, everything.
Yeah, it was very
It was ahead of
good.
its time.
That was very good. Yeah, that was a good one, Mario. What about you, Jeff?
Going to be a toss-up.
Okay.
Both of them, oddly enough, by the same guy, John Carpenter, who writes a lot of his own music and has got a side hustle as a musician. Either going to be Halloween or The Fog. They have that very simple tune, and as soon as you play that, everybody goes, we know exactly what this movie is. Where's Mike?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that Halloween, man, once you hear that one time, man, you'll always remember Halloween.
Yep.
That theme is it's so simple, but man. Okay, and what about you, Gigi?
Well, I'm going to say a very basic answer, but I was going to say 1977 Star Wars.
Yeah?
Very iconic soundtrack.
Okay. All right, now let me ask you a question then. What do you think, which Star Wars of the original, so, because the music from the part, like from Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi was the same from the original one, A New Hope. So, between, say, Return of the Jedi or Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars A New Hope, the first one, who would you say, which one has the best music?
Like I said, 1977 Star Wars. So A New Hope.
Okay. You like that better than the was it the Emperor's March theme? Dun, 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 dun. You like that better than that?
Yeah. Actually.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, I gotta tell you, it took me because this was not an easy. Took me a while to think of because it's actually a couple of them that I was thinking about. But if I had to boil it all down between all the movies I've seen, and it has to fall into as well the sci-fi, horror, or fantasy genre, I would say my favorite movie with the best soundtrack and music would be 1980s Flash Gordon with all the music by Queen. You guys remember that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
No.
Because I'm old.
Yeah.
You didn't like Flash Gordon, Mario?
Yeah, I did. But okay, when you said score and everything,
Right.
I thought about all of it, and there's no, and Flash Gordon, there was no romantic theme or portion of the movie. While in Blade Runner, there was that romantic music between Deckard and the female. And you also had the sci-fi, music whenever there was a chase or the opening score, So,
but there was different music during different scenes though.
Now, if I were to go with Queen, it would be Highlander.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they did.
Because you had the drama portion, the romantic score. You want to revise your answer?
No, I'll stick with it. Yeah, I mean, because I guess it just depends, because there was really no room in Flash Gordon for a romantic scene.
Right.
They had like the different, they had so it didn't have the romance, but it had like the suspense when him and Baron had to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was James Bond. You remember that was James Bond. One of the James Bonds. Had to put his hand in that tree thingy, and if you got stung, you would die or something like that. You remember that? And the guy got stung and died. And then there was like when he and Flash Gordon were on that platform with the spikes coming out, and he almost fell off, and Flash Gordon rescued him.
Yeah.
And he says, "Wherever you go, I will follow." And you got some homework, Gigi. You got some homework. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's funny. It's a little bit campy. Not goofy like Batman the 60 version with that. Not like campy like that. But it's some funny stuff in there. And it's a good movie. It's a really, really, really good movie.
I have to add them to my list then.
Add it to your list, right? You got a whole list of movies for 2025 to catch up on. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our show. I want to thank my co-host, Mr. Mario Lazo, Miss Gigi Garcia, and Mr. Jeff McIntosh. And we look forward to bringing you many more episodes this year. We wish you all the very best. Thank you and good night.
Good night, y'all. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Be well, everyone.